Hi, this is Pete Mazaris here to answer the question of how much do home inspectors make? A popular search engine question. So there's really two parts of that question. So part number one is how much does a home inspector make if hired by a home inspection company? And part two is how much does a home inspector make if they start their own business? So returning to the first part, we hire at $45,000 starting salary, and that is for an inspector with zero experience. And so we train our inspectors for a whole year before they start to perform inspections on their own, at which point they can start earning bonus money. And then as they get successful and make a name for themselves in the marketplace, they get more and more referrals and they get more licensing completed so that they can offer more services. And so our top inspectors make close to $100,000. Okay. After beyond $100,000 would probably be a lot of hours worked, but at that level, it's not a whole lot of hours worked. It's probably, I would say, maybe three-quarters of a full working year, but that is spread out through the year. The second part is if a new person were to start a home inspection business with no experience, how much do they make? Well, I can tell you from my experience, when I did that back 20 years ago, I was only making $10,000 to $15,000, certainly not enough to feed the family. So I went back to full-time employment, continued to do it on the side part-time, and then slowly but surely worked my way up to the point where I could leave my full-time job, which I think was probably at around $75,000 a year. And then I grew that up to around $225,000 a year, which I would say is, well, for me, it was maximum capacity as a one-man operator. And so I was pretty busy. I worked a lot of hours, a lot of days to make $225,000 for that year. And the next year, I started hiring employees because I didn't ever want to work that many days and hours again. So that hopefully answers the question of how much home inspectors earn. And of course, it's also related to how close you are to a metro area. And if you're in the rural part of the country, that's going to be less earning potential because there's less home sales in rural areas. So you have to have that qualifier. And of course, there's many other qualifiers, the inspector's ability to perform the work, to be, a person who can communicate well and so forth. So there's a lot of other factors that go into how much a home inspector earns. And so there's a lot, but that's a little bit of a basis for you for those of you who are curious.